Right now at 6, cracking down on PFAS contamination. The new rule aiming to make drinking water safer in Wisconsin.
And a funding fight on Capitol Hill, how it could cause another government shutdown.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. A big move by the Wisconsin Natural Resources Board.
Yeah, just approved new rules for PFAS in drinking water. News 8 Now's Brooklyn Hein is here with the changes. Brooklyn.
The new rule lowers the allowable amounts of PFAS in municipal drinking water from 70 parts per trillion to just 4. Officials say it's a step towards safer drinking water. The Wisconsin Natural Resources Board voted unanimously to implement regulation to align with federal PFAS standards.
Well, the new regulations are based on the best science that we have right now, and it's important that we try to be as protective as we can given the science that we have available to us. So that's the goal, is to make sure that Wisconsin residents have safe drinking water.
The EPA set those limits in 2024 under the Biden administration, aiming to reduce exposure to chemicals that have been linked to serious health issues. Wisconsin is among the states required to maintain standards that are no less strict than federal regulations. Local health supervisors say the move is long overdue.
It was great when the federal government came out with these lower thresholds, and the fact that Wisconsin will now be in compliance is an amazing health benefit for the entire state.
Campbell residents have dealt with PFAS contamination in the past, and Donahue says lower limits will give other communities a chance to avoid the same struggle.
Unfortunately, we've already been impacted by PFAS, but what it will help do is it will help protect other communities throughout the state of Wisconsin, because it will lower that threshold for PFAS in municipal water.
State leaders say the new limits reflect the available science and are crucial to keeping Wisconsin's water safe.
The evidence and the science shows us that these standards are what we need to have in place to protect human health. They've been reviewed by our State Department of Health, and they concur that these standards are appropriate for human health protection.
The EPA's deadline for municipalities to meet the federal regulation is 2031. Live in studio, Brooklyn Hein, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Brooklyn. Developing news out of La Crosse, the Waterfront Restaurant and Tavern is closing. The exact date is March 14th. The spot has been around for nearly 20 years. The restaurant is owned by the Weber Group. Last month, the group sold the Charmont Hotel, a 4-star downtown boutique hotel.
A new ICE boss is officially on the ground in Minneapolis.
Reporters are Tom Homan revealing a lot in his first meeting with the media. News 8 Now's Grace Monk is following it all from the newsroom. Grace.
Homan is definitely moving fast, saying a drawdown of ICE personnel could start soon. Homan also signaling a change in tone, but not in the mission. He says talks with state and local officials have been productive, but they don't agree on everything. In order for a drawdown the number of agents to happen, Homan says they'll need access to local jails to find immigrants. Here's what one Winona resident had to say.
I think everything will just be the same, and I just want it to be better, and I want my friends to feel safe when they go outside.
Homan's first preference since taking over the immigration crackdown on Monday. And Homan did reaffirm the right to protest peacefully, but warned there will be zero tolerance for violence against ICE officers. In the newsroom, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Well, thank you, Grace. It sounds like we are going to be in a little bit. We have a warm-up coming our way.
A little bit, yeah. Maybe average temperatures, Greg?
Yeah, it is a warm-up, yeah. I mean, compared to it's going to be a 30-degree warm-up, but yeah, we're going to be back to potentially average this weekend. If you don't see it this weekend, you definitely will see it next weekend. There's your high temperature. Some areas did get above 10 degrees. Further north to single digits. Once again, that's about 10 degrees at least below average for another day thing. But we got cloud cover right now overhead Eau Claire. We have a little disturbance that's working its way south. Along with that, the wind's going to start picking up a little bit, so that wind chill will be in the -5 to -10. Maybe a few flurries, so there'll be less clouds overall if they go later in the night. Now, cloud cover will start picking up for, this should be La Crosse, not Eau Claire, It'll be later in the nighttime. We'll get back down to 3. That wind will also begin to pick up too. Now, currently right now, you can see the wind chill is -3. Otherwise, the wind chills aren't terrible as what we've seen lately for La Crosse and Winona, because that disturbance is still to the north and the winds are light. There's your cloud cover. There's your temperatures beginning to push now southward. You can see Ladysmith down to 3. Otherwise, areas are in the single digits. If we zoom up further north, this is where the wind chill is starting to become more of a factor, 10 to 15 below. Some cloud cover. There's been a few flurries maybe over by Marshfield, but otherwise it's going to mainly be cloud cover coming through. And that's what we'll be tracking. And that is what ends up to being a very cold start to Friday. But that's the last thing I think we'll see of wind chills that low for quite a while, because we do have a warm up and more snow in the forecast too.
There we go. Thanks, Greg.
A former Durand, Arkansas school district employee was found guilty of child sex crimes today. 22-year-old Zachary Weber was found guilty of 3 counts of soliciting intimate representations of a minor. According to the criminal complaint, Weber utilized Snapchat to try and solicit nude pictures from several victims between the ages of 12 and 15 and sent explicit photos of himself. His sentencing is scheduled for February 25th.
Governor Evers making multiple stops in La Crosse today. At the Hunger Task Force, he highlighted the importance of making sure every Wisconsinite has access to food necessities and emphasized that a higher budget is needed to help feed Wisconsin families.
Governor Evers also making a stop at the Parenting Place for a major Amplify Health announcement. The organization has earned a gold level certification as a family-friendly workplace.
With this certification, Amplify Health will represent the largest employer to be part of the family-friendly workforce initiative, not just raising the bar, but setting it for others to follow.
Amplify earned this certification following an evaluation of flexible work options, parental leave, healthcare benefits, and family-centered support groups.
Democratic U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar is making it official. She is running for governor of Minnesota. In recent days, the senator has been outspoken about ICE's tactics.
We cannot sugarcoat how hard this is. But in these moments of enormous difficulty, we find strength in our Minnesota values of hard work, freedom, and simple decency and goodwill.
Klobuchar is currently in her 4th term in the Senate.
Winona County is closing County Road 26 east of Elba for a bridge replacement starting Monday. The project forces drivers from Elba to detour south on Highway 74 to St. Charles, then east on Highway 14 to County Road 33 and north to Altura. Now, the work is expected to be completed in July. The Winona Ice Climbing Festival is underway. It's happening at the Ice Park. There's over 100 different climbing routes. More than 350 people registered for the event, but even more are expected to attend.
Ice climbing is a really cool form of movement outside, and I've just always enjoyed quite a bit of it and sharing it with other people, so that's the big draw for me today.
And if you're just a beginner, you can check out the ice climbing clinics there. The full schedule of the festival can be found at bigriverclimbingguides.com.
Still to come tonight, Stitched with Love, an Onalaska classroom using a stuffed animal project to teach empathy and community. Next.
Tomorrow on News 8 Now, this morning, Super Bowl tickets are breaking the bank, and Art is tracking another cold day before that weekend warm-up we've all been waiting for. We'll see you at 5 a.m.
It's time to power up at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the comfort that power brings to your new recliner, sofa, or sectional. All on sale now. And if it's powered up, there's even special financing and free delivery. Upgrade your reclining experience with adjustable headrest and adjustable lumbar, all at the push of a button from top manufacturers like FlexSteel, La-Z-Boy, and Stressless. Sale prices, special financing, and free delivery. It's happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative. with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
Save big money on everything you need when you shop at Menards. Update your bathroom with a new vanity cabinet from Dakota. They're available in a variety of finishes and feature generous interior storage. Pick up this Monroe vanity cabinet on sale for $119.99 after rebate. Upgrade your home with durable and stylish laminate flooring. The Woodruff series is waterproof and easy to install. Pick it up today on sale for just $229 a square foot.
Save big money at Menards.
When we talk about lessons in the classroom, we often think of learning to read or do math. But sometimes the classroom can teach our kids important abstract lessons like empathy and community. And that is the case for an art room in Onalaska. Most times, a little one's school art project is headed for display on the home refrigerator. But at St. Patrick's in Onalaska, these art projects are headed for mothers' hearts.
I believe in you.
Art teacher Cheyenne Kolmashevsky knew she wanted to use her classroom to give to the community each year.
As I've been getting to know students and their families, I've realized that a lot of them have experienced some form of loss in their family, and I thought it was a good starting point to have some more empathy.
She decided her students would work together across grades to sew weighted stuffed animals for mothers who've lost a young child, each one to be the exact weight of the child they lost.
Kindergarten made cards for the families. First grade's going to be decorating bags and wrapping. Second grade weighed out the beads for the poundage of the children. Third grade stuffed and decorated. Fourth grade did the prayers. Fifth grade did the cutting templates and sewing them up. And sixth grade did sewing as well.
I loved it. It was the best. We had to work together to build it, not just the older kids doing this, but even the little ones.
I liked sewing it together because it was kind of fun to use this sewing machine and go up on different speeds.
About 30 animals in total for 30 mothers who've experienced a loss.
Something that just benefits and helps the community and helps them learn skills that they don't necessarily learn in day-to-day lives.
The finished products went out to moms this month.
I just hope they feel some sort of comfort knowing that they have a community behind them and that we support them and we care for them.
One recipient is second grade teacher Lori Lazari, who experienced 2 miscarriages.
We want to remember those that were not able to make it through the entire pregnancy, and I know it could be a taboo subject, but it will help other mothers going through something similar, and they feel like they're not alone.
Kolmashevsky says each animal may not be perfect, but when they're stitched with love, they're a different kind of perfect. And Kolmashevsky says she plans to do a similar project with students each and every year. Well, we will have more news ahead tonight, but first.
As our temperatures continue to climb this weekend, we also bring in more snow too for your Sunday. So we'll see how warm we'll get this Sunday and how much snow you might see for Sunday as well too. That all coming up on your first warm weather update after the break.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and U.S. Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
Welcome to Black River Furniture and Cabin Outlet. Shop our huge selection of upholstery by Ashley, Catnapper, and Best Home Furnishings. Sleep better with our selection of double-sided, hybrid, or all-foam mattresses. Adjustable bases and bedroom sets available. Set your dining room up with a new table, chairs, bar stools, or counter height available. Throw down a rug to complete any room. Scatters, 5x8s, 8x10s, and more. No gimmicks, no corporate hassles. Open 7 days a week. Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
Even on an antidepressant, there are days I feel stuck in my head. Depression symptoms like lack of interest and negative thoughts can hold me back. I wanted to break through. I asked about Vraylar. Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant significantly reduces overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone.
Not for elderly with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants may increase these in those under 25. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may not go away. High blood sugar may lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, uncontrolled movements, tremors, feeling like you need to move, nausea, constipation, insomnia, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
I don't know if the world knows this, but kids are expensive. And when we found out we were pregnant, of course, we were looking for any ways to slash bills.
And making sure we only had what we needed so that everything was less stressful.
And saving money with our internet bill really helped us out a lot. Came to Spectrum because we were with AT&T before, and Spectrum just had better deals.
That money we saved with Spectrum just added to what we could repurpose for our daughter.
Real customers, real savings. To see how much you can save, visit spectrum.com/save.
Well, breaking news on Capitol Hill tonight, lawmakers have reached a funding deal to avoid a government shutdown. That's according to Democratic Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's office.
The deal separates DHS funding from a larger spending package and temporarily funds the department while the parties debate broader reforms to ICE. One of the main sticking points has been paying for DHS.
Yeah, once again at the 11th hour for an agreement. Well, in the meantime, cold temperatures have persisted all week long, but we might get a little bit of a warm up in your forecast. Let's send it over to Greg.
Yeah, pretty much as we get closer to groundhog, ironically that we are going to get more normal temperatures too as we get approach that day. And next week we might actually hit freezing. It's a little bit in question, but it probably will come at the end of the week too. So we still got some cold wind chills tonight, very cold wind chills. In fact, behind this little disturbance that's coming through, that'll kick up that north wind. So that could be an issue Friday morning. Friday's still going to be cold yet. Saturday, a little bit improvement. Then we have a system come through that actually warms us up a little bit, but also brings some light snow Sunday evening, kind of some minimum impacts with that one. And then, yes, next week, a lot of 20s, and potentially Thursday and Friday of that week. Next week, we could get into the low 30s. This depends on cloud cover. We're still going to be quite active with some weak systems coming through, so cloud cover will be a factor. Else we'd probably get a little bit warmer than we had. Currently, right now, you can see really a big separation between the west and east, really kind of the mountains separating. Really milder Pacific air to the east and cold air to the cold air to the east, mild Pacific air to the west too. So overall, that is what we're looking at. You see the green, that's really what we're seeing, 40-degree temperatures. So it's not far off to the east. As you can see, Bismarck 17, all of us in there in 26. Out to the west, they've had a very mild winter so far, very mild, and it continues too, but they are going to start seeing some changes here as some of that air begins to push over to our area. But it's not really going to happen probably until later Saturday and Sunday. We still got this little weak system here. It's not really a front, it's just a little disturbance as we call it, diving southward, a little bit of cloud cover. There's been a few flakes of snow with it too, but that won't be the big issue. It's really the wind kicks up and the wind chill becomes a factor behind it. So as you look at overall, there's your wind chills right now, still in that 10 to 15 below at Ladysmith. You can see roads and everything else is just fine, but the wind chills are starting to drop below zero for Eau Claire along I-94, and that's going to be the trend overall throughout the night, is we're going to be dealing with that. There's your disturbances I mentioned right here attached to the low. There's your boundary that's separating the air masses out there with a little bit of light snow. That won't be a factor, but that gives you an idea where the cold conditions are. Overall, here's your cloud cover that continues to persist. We do have on the backside, the background, that is the wind chills as I've got there. Overall, this will continue to push southeastward overnight, so cloud cover will help to keep the temperatures a little bit higher than we saw last night for some areas, but there will be breaks. And you notice we're starting to see that 15 to 20 below wind chill in the morning. Even further south to La Crosse will be kind of in that 10 to 15 below too. Tomorrow we'll see cloud cover off and on, a little break in the morning. Probably see some of this low cloud cover developing again in the afternoon. Wind chills will improve in the afternoon, more in the single digits to maybe above zero like we saw today with cloud cover persisting. Overnight lows, as I mentioned, last night we had some areas get close to 20 below. Tonight, don't see that too much. Temperatures too going throughout. Tomorrow we're going to see overall pretty much the same what we had today. A few areas will get higher with the teens too. As we go through Saturday, kind of, if I can talk right now, there's your low temperatures for Saturday. Still a few areas below zero, but that'll probably be the last day we see it, because if we go through Saturday, we're going to be in the teens. And if you want even warmer conditions too-ish, we're going average temperatures by Sunday. That's when the snow comes in. It'll come in sometime Probably in the morning to early afternoon, just some light snow that'll spread across the area, maybe an inch, maybe 2 at the most. Otherwise, a lot of 20s and 30s next week. And once again, we might be able to reach 32. It's been at least a couple weeks since we've seen that number, at least the positive 32, not the negative 32.
Yeah.
So it's coming. Just need about another day and a half. We'll be here.
All right, we'll get there. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, returning home, a former UWL player and coach reportedly heading to Titletown. Plus, it took quite the turnaround in the second half for the Badgers to narrowly get past the Gophers. Hear why Wisconsin was able to get it done. Jacob is next.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
It's out with the old and in with the new. You know what they say, new year, new you. King Furniture is celebrating the new year with a special trade-in offer. Trade in your old recliner for $50 towards a new one. Trade in your old sofa for $100. Trade in your old mattress for $75. And we'll deliver and haul away for free. Shop store-wide savings as we continue to clear out inventory and make room for new styles for 2026. Plus, get free delivery and 12 months no interest payments. The King Furniture New Year sale is going on now.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
Put your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease in check with Rinvoq, a once daily pill, and it works differently.
I got rapid relief at 2 weeks with Rinvoq. Check.
It helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check.
And I got lasting steroid-free remission. Check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50+ with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq.
Up here, we do things a little different. We march to the beat of our own drum. We don't shy away from the cold. We face it head on. And any challenge that stands in our way doesn't stand a chance. Up here, one brand stands alone. Ford. Now, get $2,500 bonus cash on a new 2026 Ford Explorer. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Talk about a tale of two halves in the Wisconsin-Minnesota game last night. Badgers shot 5 of 28 from the field in the first half with just one made two-point basket, but things changed in a big way after the intermission. Greg Gard's team shot the 3-ball much better in the second half, going 9 of 15 from distance, and Wisconsin was a blistering 50% from the floor in half number 2. But it wasn't just the offense that helped carry the Badgers back into the game. It all started with the defense. Steals, blocks, drawing charges. It was all needed in a game where the team just kept chipping away.
I think just our defensive edge, like our focus, we was just communicating to each other more. I mean, down in that situation, down 18 at half, we just like, man, when we come out, we just got to communicate and just bring energy any way we could. So just our communication, man, and, being physical, I think really changed the second half.
It seemed like everything that we couldn't do anything right in the first half. So it was good for us to respond specifically from the defensive end. Shots are going to come and go. They'll fall eventually, but that other end is what got us back on track.
Right. Not much time for Wisconsin to celebrate the win as they'll take on the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are a game behind the Badgers in the Big Ten standings on Saturday at 1 o'clock from Madison. It appears a former UWL player and grad assistant will be coming back to Wisconsin. It's been reported that Sam Ciefkis will be the Packers' new linebackers coach this coming season. Ciefkis suited up for just one season for the Eagles before injuries ended his playing career. He then was a grad assistant in lacrosse before going to Madison under Dave Aranda Honda, who produced one of the best defenses in the country back in 2015. He was also a linebackers coach under new defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon in 2023 and 2024 with Arizona. And in case you're in the mood to watch some of the area's best go at it on the mat tonight, we have got two huge duels featuring ranked teams as MVC rivals Holman and Aquinas will do battle from Holman starting at 7:15, and West Salem Bangor will travel to GET High School to go head-to-head with the Titans, with that one set to get underway at 7 o'clock. We'll have highlights from both later at 10. If either of those are as good as they were last year, guys, we're in for a treat because those were down to the wire.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if both of those matchups go down to literally the last two wrestlers who are going at it.
Exactly, and this Team State now in lacrosse this year too, so these teams are looking to hopefully come back here in a couple months, and there's going to be some good highlights. You're not going to miss it.
For sure.
Nice.
Thanks, Jacob.
Okay, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
There's obviously a lot of different health issues related to untreated hearing loss. Hearing loss can affect tinnitus, depression, isolation, heart health, cognitive decline, hypertension, diabetes, osteoporosis, safety and balance. The point is, you're never too old to do something.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
All right, morning wind chills could be 15, maybe even colder. Afternoon wind chills more, probably around 0 to 10 below. Those are high temperatures into the teens for most areas, and then it gets even better for Saturday. Sunday, we're back to near seasonable conditions along with a little bit of light snow, maybe about an inch or two at the most with that system. And next week, more average temperatures, but it still says active, so we'll still have some more snow chances, but much more comfortable probably for most people.
That sounds good.
Thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you right back here at 10.